The UK has just over 5.7 million small and medium-sized businesses. Over 95%, that's 5.4 million, have no more than 10 employees. Over 75%, that's 4.3 million, have no employees. In other words, 3/4 of our small businesses are basically sole traders. If you run a small business, the questions you will continuously be asking yourself are, how do I get more done with the resources I have? How do I find time? How do I make time? How do I save time? How do I maximize my income or my business profits? How do I grow my business to the optimal size for my lifestyle and also my personal ambitions? Leverage allows you to extract more or maximize the value you can create from the resources available to you. In physics, a lever is a simple machine, and the longer the lever, the more force you can apply at the end of it to move more or to do more. Think of using a long spanner to undo a tight nut. How do you lengthen that lever in your business or in your life? If you're operating in a world where your income is tied to how many hours you work multiplied by what you charge per hour or per day, or if you have a small business with real potential that you know you're not really capitalizing on, then this video is for you. I'm going to make you think about how you can leverage your skills, your experience, your customer base, your time and your resources to maximize your income or your company profits, or to have more just to do the other things you love doing. Putting some of these ideas into action could literally be life-changing. So let's get into it. I'm going to pack a lot into this video to try and keep it short, and I've condensed it down to a list of 5 things that are designed to make you think about all of your options. If you want to skip through the video to the different sections, the timestamps are below, but I would recommend watching it all, as a lot of what I'm going to cover is linked. As ever, please help to ensure that as many small business owners as possible see this video by sharing on social media, liking it, and subscribing to my channel. Many business owners, and especially those with a trade or a skill delivered personally, are limited by the formula income equals time times price. How many hours or days can you work, and what can you charge for each hour or day, each unit? How can you create more time and or increase your price? How can you become more productive? Let's start with the basic. Number 1, creating more time to focus. If you've got a particular expertise or trade, whether that is, say, a gardener, a joiner, a mobile beautician, or a business consultant, you can create more time by becoming more efficient, by structuring your business to enable you to focus on where you create the most value. And that will usually be the delivery of your service. But if you are an amazing salesperson and you need to meet potential new clients in person, then perhaps sales and closing new business is equally as important as delivery of your product or your service. Quite simply, this is where you may need to focus your time. If it's on sales, then you're also going to need a business with the capacity and the people to deliver your product or service for those new customers of the quality they're expecting. You need to absolutely, almost ruthlessly, reduce the time spent on other activities through the use of technology, automation, outsourcing, and business tools. Think about it. If the cost you have to pay somebody to save that time is less than what you can charge for it, then you're going to generate more income overall, or reclaim more time to do other things. You need to use software with the right features and at the right price, obviously, for you to automate manual and time-consuming processes. Finance is an obvious area to look at. It's a good example. Everything from accounts to invoicing to chasing invoices to quotes to expenses, and there's boring bank reconciliations. Managing and strengthening customer relationships is also key. Too many sole traders and very small businesses just do not communicate with their customers apart from when they have to in order to, say, arrange work or fix an appointment. Why is this? I've never quite understood it. Building and strengthening customer relationships is key. From communicating with your customers to, you can ask them for recommendations or provide them with tips or support, just keep in touch. You can automate content delivery to them, and even to some extent sales and marketing, although it can take some time to set up all of these processes, and the software you use will clearly carry a cost. A common theme in this video is the cost versus benefit of the time and even the money involved in setting up systems or, say, creating content that's going to pay back many times over. Perhaps you are great at what you do, but you're not great at selling or closing customers. You need to do the numbers on hiring somebody, maybe not full-time, but somebody to sell or at least support or train you. Can you train an apprentice or hire paid and bright interns who are keen to learn, who may actually perceive the world in ways that you can't? Outsource admin, which I'll cover later. Look at the structure of your day to minimize downtime and wasted time. I personally, just for example, use hours in cars to listen to audiobooks and to learn or to make and take long calls. If your business involves a physical product rather than a service, create more time to improve it, to test it, to engage with your customers, to get feedback, to reduce your cost of sale or to market it or to sell it. All businesses of any size involve processes and systems, and they can always be improved, simplified and automated. A mindset that you just don't have the time to think about how to make more money as you are too focused on what you can earn that day or that week or that month is in the long run going to hold you back, and it's going to limit your earning potential. So in summary, focus your time on what you're best at and where you create the most value. Use software, delegate or outsource to others to do the rest. Number 2, pricing and margin. The other variable in that formula of time times price is the price you charge for your time or your product or your service. Simply, obviously, by increasing your price, you can make more money. If your cost of delivery is the same, any additional margin is going to fall straight for your profit and loss into your bottom line, or that could be your pocket. Once you've maximized the time you've got available to you to create value, take a bit of that time to think about your pricing strategy very carefully. Are you pricing correctly? Have you compared it to the competition? In a rush to win new business, and I've done it myself, are you discounting too much? And are you undervaluing your product or your service or your time? In economics, they call this the price elasticity of demand. You can increase price until it starts to reduce how much you can sell to the point where the overall result, how much you sell times the price, is negative compared to the original sales value at the price you started with. Many small business owners underprice their products and service for no reason, and they're leaving profit on the table. Test your pricing and marketing on different cohorts, that is, different groups over time. Break down your pricing into different levels for different levels of service perhaps. If you're happy with a given income and you can increase your price, then you can save time. Can you add more value or differentiate or even just market your business in a way that enables you to charge more? Perfume costs nothing really to produce, nor does a cotton t-shirt, but you will find them priced at over £100 or £300 or more, respectively, due to the power of the brand and their perceived value to the customer. Research has shown, see the book Influence, I'll leave a link in the description, that customers may even buy more at a higher price as they perceive higher quality. In summary, your pricing strategy is of fundamental importance, and it is worth spending some of that time that you've earned back to get it just right, to find the optimal point on that price elasticity of demand curve where you can charge the maximum amount. Even if you lose customers as you raise your prices, you may find overall that your income increases. Number 3, digital services and recurring revenue. This is the big one. If you have a shop or provide a physical service or even sell online, you start each new year with 0 revenue. Whereas with recurring revenue, you start each year with basically what you ended the previous year with to build on. Recurring revenue or subscriptions provide you with more certainty. It makes raising finance easier, and it can compound over time into quite significant income. This was not lost on Jeff Bezos, who took an online shop and created Amazon Prime to generate recurring revenue. In fact, Amazon Prime generates over 25 billion of annual revenue. Many businesses are creating recurring revenue models with physical products in the same way, ranging from shaving to clothing to curated foodstuffs to personal car leasing. Imagine a spectrum or a line ranging from one end, one-off revenue for delivery of a product or service, to at the other end, 100% recurring revenue. Is it possible for you to move from one end along that line to the other by adding some kind of recurring revenue to your one-off revenues? Peloton, as one example, will sell you a bike when they tie you into a content deal and a subscription. Vehicle manufacturers, they kind of do this to feed their dealer networks by programming your vehicle to remind you to take it in for a service, which is also another sales opportunity. If you're struggling to create or envisage a recurring revenue stream, then what about developing a reoccurring revenue base? It's not quite contracted recurring revenue, but like car dealers, you may have a loyal customer base that may keep coming back to you if you prompt them. Find out more about your customers and perhaps use other incentives like a simple rewards program like in coffee shops. Can you offer training or a regular checkup or tips, or can you provide them with some kind of content? In fact, now you can charge £10 a month for their newsletter and earn a very good living from just 1,000 loyal followers from anywhere in the world. That's £120,000 a year every year. Digital services and their scalability are favoured by investors and venture capitalists, as they may require investment to build up front, but once the platform's up and running, the cost of sale is negligible, and many costs such as hosting are variable. The gross profit margins can be 90% plus on software as a service. Therefore, if the market's big enough and it's that scalable, the potential for profit is enormous. But you could write a simple guide and sell it in PDF format, or you could film a video or a course, as I've done myself, and your margin can be just as high, and you can add that to your overall income. You haven't got to completely replace your old business. Digital also opens up many routes to market through advertising or partnerships, or you can use search engine optimization, affiliate schemes, and so on. And the market is essentially global. Have you considered digital channels such as affiliate networks, or even partnering with non-competitive businesses that have got customers with a similar profile to your target customers? Even if your business is very local, think about how you can add value to your customers in the form of a recurring revenue stream or a subscription service. Can you share your expertise or know-how, or can you add items that need to be replaced? However, remember that in recurring revenue businesses, the secret to success is customer retention, not just acquisition. If you lose all of your customers over a year, then you will find it hard to build that recurring income base as customers leave or churn. So just as you're trying to fill your bucket, it's leaking out of the bottom. To give you an idea of the importance of managing churn and protecting that compounding recurring revenue stream, if you reduce your churn, your monthly churn, from 5% to 2.5%, your revenue will be twice as big after just 5 years. Even if your business continues to have 90% of this one-off revenue, if you can add 10% of recurring revenue or reoccurring revenue at a higher margin, it can make a material difference to your cash flow and your income. So in summary, what is your Amazon Prime? Can you move to add recurring revenue to your business and leverage existing digital platforms to deliver it, from sales pipeline management to course hosting platforms to perhaps Substack for content? Number 4, operational leverage. Now, this may sound like something from some management textbook, but operational leverage can apply to almost any business. It's usually linked to fixed costs, because ideally you want to avoid fixed costs in a small business so that your cost base moves in line with your revenue. These are called variable costs. But in some cases, businesses have to invest in assets like a machine, or you've got to take on financial obligations like a lease. As you grow revenue, these fixed costs become a small proportion of your overall costs, and they don't grow at the same pace as revenue. As you grow your business, you may need to buy more inputs to manufacture or deliver your products or service. With larger orders, as you grow and you scale, you may be able to negotiate lower prices or improve payment terms that have a positive impact on your working capital or your cash flow. Growth can also mean that you can do more with the resources you already have, including your team or the premises you perhaps already leased. You may in time face a step up in costs as you need to hire or increase production capacity or move to larger premises, but you should then be able to build on that new cost base to maximize revenue and leverage again. You can of course use the other suggestions in this video to grow revenue, to create the opportunity to benefit from operational leverage as you keep an eye on those fixed costs to wring as much value out of them as you possibly can. So in summary, you should be able to use your operational leverage to grow without increasing your costs, which means you're basically doing more with what you already had. That's increasing productivity and profits. Number 5, right sizing your business. It's important that your business is of a size that works for you, your family, and your aspirations. You may be quite happy with the way your business operates already, but hopefully there's something in this video for you to take away. Even a small change can make a material difference to your income or your profits or the time you've got to do other things. Not everyone wants to invest time and money into leveraging up themselves or their business, as it does involve more risk. However, I do believe that at the most basic level, we all want to create more time, be more efficient, to do what we enjoy the most in business or to do other things. And that is where leverage can add value to your life. You can implement ways to leverage your own skills and time or business resources slowly and over time to test what works for you and your customers. Also, remember, a business based just around you does carry risk should you, for example, suffer ill health. The right size is very personal, and your aspirations can change over time with your personal circumstances or the size of the opportunity for your business. So in summary, high growth and leveraging up or managing people or creating content is not for everybody. However, there are many ways that you can create more value for your customers and yourself and create more personal wealth without having to run a sprawling empire. A small business can generate a significant amount of income that is all yours. So to wrap this up, I have no doubt there's an opportunity, large or small, to leverage yourself and your business resources to increase your income or improve your quality of life. Whether it's just hiring a virtual assistant or outsourcing mundane tasks so that you can focus on what you went into business to do, your income and profit should definitely not be limited by your time versus your price. Going back to the formula, just think of leverage as another multiplier or factor on that basic formula of time times price times leverage. And no matter what that number is, it's going to add value. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your network, like and subscribe to my channel. And from time to time, I'm going to go live, so ring the bell too so that you're notified. That's it for now.